Um, how many of you remember when you were younger and you'd go to the department store and they had the expensive coats on the rack, on the little rack, and then on the edge of the hanger there was little chains that went down, and there was rings on the bottom of those chains. That's how they kept the coats on. You remember that? Well, first time I saw a magician, is that me? Oh, it is me. Okay. The first time I saw a magician, he had rings that looked like that. And I didn't remember seeing the magician do the rings, but I remember going to the department store and running around underneath those coats and try to hit those rings and make them go together, because I'd seen a magician do that. And then several years later, I was in Istanbul at the bazaar, and I saw these. And they look just like those rings. It turns out they are. They're solid. They're separate. And Jenny, would you come up on stage and help out? Let's give Jenny a big hand as she comes up here. Here we go. Thank you, Jenny. All right. There's Jenny. Now, Jenny, have you ever done a magic trick before? No. No. Okay. That's okay. That is, it's a weird question, right? So now I've got six rings here, and each one is solid and separate. That's actually the interesting thing about the rings, is that they're solid, they're separate, they're made of stainless steel, and I've got 6 of them right here. Now, Jenny, I'm going to let you see each one of these, but first, I want you to help me count them. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4. Hold on to number 4, please. Number 5 and 6. Each one solid and separate. In fact, if you run them through your fingers, you'll see that there's no gaps, there's no breaks, there's nothing where you could pull them apart. Now, we rub them together and watch what happens, Jenny. You won't believe this. Right before your eyes. Nothing. Nothing happens when you rub 2 solid stainless steel rings together. Why? You all know that. You need a magic word. Do you know a magic word? Abracadabra. Perfect. Jenny speaks at least 2 languages. We've heard 2 up here. Abracadabra is one of them. Now, if you rub 2 rings together, nothing happens. But if you say the magic word, what is it? Abracadabra. And you rub like this, you'll see one goes through the other. That is solid stainless steel through solid stainless steel. One goes right through the other, just like that. And you can pull, you try to pull them apart, they won't come apart. Unless you say the magic word, and you spin that ring like this, it'll come right off. Now, if you feel right there, Jenny, solid? Right here, is that solid? Yes. And you can hear that it's solid, but if you say the magic word, you'll see they go right through. That is solid stainless steel through solid. Can I have the other one? Yes. Thank you. There's number 3. It goes on just like this, and abracadabra, Jenny, there are 3 together in 2 places. You want to try this? Okay. Jenny's like, yes, I do. Okay. Okay, I've got 3 rings here. Now I'm going to throw these up in the air, and in the air, I want you to say abracadabra. When they come back down, I'll catch them. Okay. You look like you're over there trying to catch them. You're like, okay, here we go. So, I'll throw them up in the air, and I want you to just say abracadabra. I'll do all the work. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra. There you go. That's 3 together in 3 places. Very good. Now, Jenny, we've got 3. We both got 3, but I want you to take the middle one, let the other one drop down. Okay. Perfect. All right. You're going to do well. You're going to do well. I want you to follow exactly what I do. Okay. Are you right or left-handed? I'm right-handed. So can you use your left hand? Yeah. So you're ambidextrous? No. You know what that means? It means she likes sugar and she doesn't care where it comes from. All right, so it doesn't matter. If you want to try that, you can. Now you take your right hand, put it next to the rightmost of the 2 adjacent rings. That's it right there. You got it? Now, Jenny, follow exactly what I do. Bring it up in a counterclockwise rotor-reciprocating fashion. Flip this one around. This one flips in. This one flips back out. Jenny, this one flips out. This one flips back in. And then down through the middle, you've got... It's close, right? Your applause is meaningless when you give it for that. All right, it's pretty good, Jenny. Here, I want you to hold on to these 2. We'll try with 2, okay? It'll be easier. So all you got to do is hold them like you're driving a car. Okay. Is that how you drive a car? Okay, hold them like you're driving a car. And then I want you to slowly pull them apart like this, and then say the magic word. Abracadabra. Let's see it. There she goes. She's got it. She's got it. Now, Jenny, I want you to watch this. I've got this ring and these 3 rings. Watch it. It just comes right down through, all the way through the bottom. And you can take 4 rings. You can put them together in 4 places. You can take 4 rings and put them together in 8 places. If you say the magic word, you snap your fingers. You say, it comes right down through the bottom like this. That is 4 rings. Now, what they used to do in the old days is they'd take the rings and they'd make what are called the figures. Here's the first figure. This is the garden swing. You may be more familiar with the car seat. There it is. And then, of course, there's the baseball mask, the basketball. Here is the blooming flower. And, of course, you've got the butterfly. There's a butterfly right over there. Now, no, thank you. Now, if you snap your fingers and you say abracadabra, it falls right back down through to the bottom. Can I have number 5, please? That's number 6. Number 5? I'm just kidding. They're the same. All right, Jenny. Now, I've got number 5 goes in just like this. And just briefly, we can see the Olympics. There we go. And then number 6 goes in right here, Jenny. The other way. Like this. Perfect. And now they're all 6 together. Not really. It'd be cool, though, if she could just put it in there and did that, got away with it without having to say abracadabra. But if you say abracadabra, then you see you've got 6 together just like that. Give her a huge round of applause for helping out. Now, Jenny, if you look, I've got 1 ring here.
Yeah.
I've got 5 rings here. This is 1.5 inches of solid stainless steel. Jenny, doesn't take much to imagine that since these rings have no beginning and no end, this ring must have a hole in it. It makes sense, doesn't it, Trey?
Yes.
It does. I'm going to show it to you. It's right here. There's one on the other side, just as big, right here. That's actually the hole that I use to take the ring out of. I can take a ring out through the top. I can take 3 rings out through the bottom like that if I like. I've got number 4 right here. Number 5 goes right up my sleeve. Number 6 goes to you. And take a look at those. Thank you very much, Jenny, for helping out up here on stage. Give Jenny a huge round of applause for helping. Thank you, Jenny. Here, let me walk you over here.